Yo, what's up, YouTube? Smooth Cat here, Colossal Boxing Talk. Introduce yourselves, fellas.
It's your boy Big Cool, CBT, Bama boy.
It's your boy John G, CBT.
What's that, Mr. Boy Tavares, CBT? What's going?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start this one off. We talking about the fights that's gonna happen this weekend. Our one topic, but first we gonna start on a situation. It's kind of it's one of those situations that I just got a feeling go turn bad. The Andre Ward versus Carl Froch 2 negotiations. Okay, first, Froch shot. He took his shot first and said, "Well, if Ward is a real warrior and a real champion, he'll come over here and fight and showcase his real worth." And on the flip side, Andre Ward responds with, "Carl Froch is ludicrous and crazy if he think he must have bumped his head if he think he's gonna run the negotiations." Now, with that said, Carl Froch is the major player at 168. So, what are y'all takes on this situation? Start
Uh,
with let's start with Tavares.
This has been an ongoing thing since, to me, right before the Kessler rematch for Froch, man. I remember Ward saying that he would go over to the UK, but they gave him that low ball offer or whatever. That's when he came with the whole "they gotta respect me" thing. They gotta respect me thing or whatever. Um, I don't think Ward is afraid to go over there. I really don't. I don't think it really matters where they fight. I think Ward wins a rematch anyway. And I think Carl Froch isn't confident enough to fight Ward anywhere else but the UK because I think he realizes, hey, I may have some sort of hometown advantage in the UK or whatever. But if you listen to interviews that he did just recently, he doesn't express the confidence that he can beat Andre Ward. And that's what I'm getting from that. So to his credit, I do think he has a point. I would like to see Ward get out of his comfort zone. But in order for him to bring Ward out of his comfort zone, like Eddie Hearn needs to really, give Ward basically what Ward wants. Because if this goes to me a purse bid, I think Rock Nation jumps all over that.
Hmm. But go ahead, JG. Before I say one, so I'm gonna let y'all go.
Well, I mean, the first time they fought now at Atlantic City, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
So technically, he did kind of jump out of his comfort zone. It's not like they went to Oakland to that point, but I mean, I think Froch does have a point. He definitely is the money man between the two, and I think that Andre Ward's stance is, look, you know what I'm saying? You didn't beat me the first time, and honestly, it wasn't even close. So, I mean, from a champion perspective, Andre Ward has a point.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? It wouldn't hurt for to me. It wouldn't hurt for Ward to go over there. I agree with Tavares. I think that it doesn't matter where it happens. If it happens in the UK, hell, it can happen behind me right now. You know, I still think Andre Ward wins. Um, but maybe that is something that needs to go to a purse bid. You know, let it go to a purse bid, and I mean, because who knows? Maybe Rock Nation gets creative with it and they have the fight somewhere else. You never know, man. So I mean, I hope that things don't get ugly, but hopefully with a lot of fights being made lately, that hopefully it doesn't get to that point.
Okay. Mr. Big Q, BQ. I mean BK.
man, I don't know why it is, any need for a rematch anyway. Like JG said, and we all know, the fight was not competitive at all. And Ward whooped him with one good hand. Imagine what he would do with two good hands. Um, like I'm in agreement with everybody. It wouldn't hurt for Ward to go, way outside his comfort zone to the UK and make some big money, in an easy rematch possibly. I hate to say easy and associate easy with Carl Froch's name, but going off the first fight, I know that was a couple years ago, and Ward hasn't been active, but all signs point into another dominating victory for Ward. Depending on if this fight was to take place after a couple of tune-ups, you know what I'm saying? Because Froch is, only getting older, and he's been in some brutal fights. Where Ward has just been hurt as far as just freak injuries and whatnot. Not necessarily been into like the grueling wars that Froch has been in, but if I was Ward, I'd go take that check and get that money. But don't no fighter want to lose their L off of a non-legitimate scorecard or call, whatever it may be, and that's in the back of his head, because I'm willing to bet, if he go to the UK and fight Froch, he walking out with an L. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. He could, unless he knock him out, he can knock him down each round, and he will still lose the fight.
I think Froch knows that too.
Yeah, that's why Froch is so big on the fight coming over to the UK, because he know that. He know that's an easy victory, even if he take an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Because all he need is 2 judges to score the fight in his favor, and I guess he can finally call himself the best super middleweight champ. I mean, super middleweight in the world. So I don't think it's no need for a rematch. But if Ward want to go get some easy money and maybe take an L, go for it. A non-legitimate L.
All right, I don't know. I look at it like this. I feel because, like I said, we done seen Froch in a few rematches, and in every rematch he's been in, he does better than he did the first fight. He makes the subtle adjustments that he need to make to be successful. Now the thing is, if Andre Ward goes right into a fight with Carl Froch, I'm not so sure, depending on his ring rust. And don't get me wrong, I know he's been sparring, and I know he say he's in good shape, but it's not the same as actually getting in the ring and fighting. It's nowhere near the same. So with that said, I feel that I feel it'll be, if it was to happen now, it'll be a lot closer than a lot of people anticipate. But I mean, you have to favor Ward. You have to favor him. I mean, because of his skill set, his intelligence, his good defense, and I'm gonna kind of implement the good thing, because I've had a few debates with people, and Andre Ward is a great defensive fighter, and I disagree. He's not a great defensive fighter to me. He's a good defensive fighter, but he's not a great defensive fighter in my opinion.
All right, okay. Let me ask you a question real quick, Mike. Not to bring up that guy's name.
Smooth Cat.
Because this is Smooth Cat. My bad, Smooth Cat. Because this is solely about Ward and Froch, but people say, I hear you bring it up a lot, and rightfully so. Ring rust plays a big part, in I guess when you should take a steep challenge or not. We all know the guy that's fighting May 2nd. He's known for taking extended breaks and coming back being dominant. Do you think he's been able to do that because he's taking breaks just because he doesn't want to do it and not because of injury? That's why you kind of skeptical about Ward coming back and jumping right in with a Golovkin or a Froch, or it's just fake. Just Floyd is that special guy, and just they can do.
Okay, I'll say this. In regards with Floyd, I mean, basically, Floyd is a type. It's like he was uninterested in boxing, but he still has it in him. And I'm not saying, I'm gonna say this with Ward. Ward is a hell of a talent too. Anytime the last time you lost was when you were 12 years old, and you in your 30s now. I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment. But I'll say this. I mean, coming off of injuries, then going off a long layoff, it had you like, okay, now what's gonna happen mid-fight? Andre Ward come back, he hurt himself again, or I mean, these are issues that it's a lot of question marks. And then another question mark a lot of people always have with Ward is his chin. Even though, I mean, he's showing he can take a punch, but it's always in the back of your mind. He's been down before.
True. Well, I guess you can also say you get injured midway, like if you just take an extended break just because you don't want to do it. But I understand where you're coming from, being injured and not knowing, if because you don't go as hard in sparring as you would in the fight. I believe, in
You,
my opinion.
you know, it's some fighters who do, and the majority of those guys, and I mean, no disrespect to any of them, but the majority of them, their careers kind of plummet once they start stepping up the competition. I can use one guy in particular. Like I say, I'm not trying to disrespect him. Kareem Mayfield. He was known for this sparring session. He beat the hell out of Pacquiao. Then next thing you know, he can't beat what's the guy name? He can't beat Delorme. He can't beat Emmanuel Taylor. He bare. I mean,
Why do you think that is though? Like that's intriguing. Why do you think is it because you don't think he really learned nothing from the camp? He just went in there all just to fight, or because I understand you competitive, but you also paying attention to little things. Especially if you fighting Pacquiao and sparring or Floyd or whoever these top fighters are. You also trying to pick things up. Do you think he was just in there to try to you know? Just,
better better words. He was one of the. I'll say okay. In the case of Mayfield, he only really has one hand. And with that one hand, I mean, don't get me wrong, he has power, but if you can avoid that swooping overhand right, you're gonna beat him because he can't adjust. He has one style, and that's the reason somebody said something. They said something about Kareem Mayfield. Kareem Mayfield was the modern day version of Henry Armstrong, and I was trying to understand where in the hell did they see that. I just for the life of me, I never got that. I was Henry Armstrong and Kareem Mayfield in the same sentence. Are you kidding me?
Well, I got a point. Well, maybe his own career isn't as effective as his sparring sessions because often when you're sparring and you know what I'm saying you're watching film on somebody else, it's maybe he didn't define himself if you know what I mean by just being a sparring champion. Maybe like certain things to make himself better, he just didn't focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You say like he didn't separate the sparring success and with the he I guess he got caught up with the sparring success and it kind of stunted his developmental growth as a professional fighter. That's what you're saying, like
Yeah.
Along the lines, yeah.
All right, like let's say that I'm playing basketball and I'm being LeBron in practice or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going and I'm shooting a whole bunch of layups and I'm running through everybody and doing all this stuff. I'm not working on stuff to be to have what I'm saying. I'm not
To
working on
improve
all
your
the other
game.
exactly.
I
I'm
got
working on trying to be LeBron.
I got you.
Okay. Now, let's see. Let's get into Adrian Broner and John Molina. I'm gonna let the guy who broke it down earlier start. Go ahead, be cool.
Well, as y'all know, whoever watched the video, I predicted Adrian Broner to win by a late stoppage in the 10th round. Um, my reasons are obviously I think he's the more talented guy. He's more versatile. He can do more in the ring than Molina can. Also, I take into account Molina's last two fights, which were, especially the fight with Lucas Matisse, which was brutal. He suffered three knockdowns. He got stopped in the 11th round. Even though it was a great fight, he dropped Matisse twice. He took a lot of punishment. And then he came back too soon, as me and JG talked about in our interview with him when I asked him, did he feel that he had came back too soon? And he admitted that he did, and he took some punishment in that fight against Humberto Soto and lost a decision. Um, I don't know how he's gonna look come Saturday. I don't know if he's still gonna be fresh, and able to, take the shots, even though that Broner's been as he moved up the weight to show he's not the puncher he was at 135. He still is a capable puncher, you know what I'm saying? And I just look at Broner as being able to. He's the more fresher fighter, and I just think that he's gonna get the job done. But like I said, he doesn't like fighting pressure guys, or not that he doesn't like fighting them. He doesn't have as much success, against other styles, you know, against pressure fighters. They force him to go to the back foot, which forces him to go to the ropes, which forces him to, constantly be on his, flat footed, even though he can counter, close range. He just, gonna always have problems with those warming type pressure guys. And Molina, like I said, slick boxers with fast hands, you know, cause him tons of problems. Mickey Bay, for example, Hank Lundy, even though I wouldn't necessarily categorize Broner as a slick guy, he's definitely fast. So overall, I think Broner's gonna keep the fight in the middle of the ring. He's gonna pick his spots. He's gonna counter, and I think he just gonna, break him down systematically and stop him in the 10th round, something like he did against Antonio DeMarco when they fought.
Okay. Tavares?
I have yet to pick a winner of either one of the fights Saturday, and I'm so looking forward to it. For the simple fact of the matter, both fights, especially this one, can go so many different ways. I myself haven't been impressed with Broner since he's left 135. I didn't like him in the Malignaggi fight. You seen what Madonna did to him, his last fight at 140. And let's not forget that, Molina's a big 140.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Big 140. And he's gonna come with somewhat the same amount of pressure that Madonna did. The power is gonna be there for Molina. Like I say, he's a big 140, man. Broner's gonna have to box, man. Broner's gonna have to box, and he can't stay stationary. I think that's the most dangerous thing that Broner can do in this fight, staying stationary. Staying stationary is what got him knocked down twice against Madonna. If he stays stationary against Molina, he can be in trouble. Because Molina's going to come with pressure. Don't expect Molina to come with something new that we haven't seen from him before. Molina's going to come after Broner. Broner's going to have to box, and he's going to have to move. He's going to have to circle Molina.
Yep.
Basically, that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to make Molina keep turning. If he stays stationary and tries to fight Molina, this could be a very long night for Adrian Broner, man. A very long night for Adrian Broner. So like I said, I still haven't came with a winner because, like I said, this fight can go so many different ways right now. But if Broner boxes and keeps Molina turning, I would favor Broner. But I don't expect him to get Molina out there. I don't expect if he beats Molina, I expect it to go to the cards. I don't see him getting Molina out there.
Okay. JG?
This one's kind of hard because I could definitely see both. Of your points on this one. And to me, the one thing that I've noticed that has been different about this camp is that, outside of Broner telling Jay-Z to suck him off and F Rihanna, Broner's been relatively quiet. So I can't think of the last time when something of this magnitude where Broner wasn't seeking attention somewhere, where it be like having a sex tape or something like that. Like, I'm assuming that Broner is working and he's taking this very seriously. We already know that Molina's taking it seriously, and we already interviewed him, and we know that this is probably the biggest fight that he could ask for at this point. So, Saturday it's going to be fireworks. Broner. People can say what they want about Broner. Broner's a tough dude. Broner can take a punch, and like Tavares said, he's going to have to move a little bit. I just don't see that happening. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it recently. I think he's going to stand there, and I think that they're both going. It's going to be a matter of who gives in. You know what I'm saying? And I could very well see a Broner stoppage. I'm not so sure that I see Molina stopping him because I seen Maidana hit Broner with some bricks. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't stop him at 147.
Yeah. At 147, hit him with some bricks, and he, still got up. He fought hard. So, me personally, I think it's going to be a tough fight. I'm going to go with Broner by a unanimous decision. I was going to go stoppage, but I'm going to be different from Jarrell. And I'm going to say Broner by unanimous decision. But it's not going to be an easy fight. I don't think it's going to be 16-112 or something like that. I got it probably like 115, 113, something like that. Could very well be a split decision.
Okay. Like a kind of like how y'all touched on. As we know, Broner he doesn't do too well with pressure fighters. Pressure fighters are almost. I mean, I was just right. I was just gonna say like his ultimate weakness, and from what we've seen of Broner of recent, I mean, what I'll say is he impressed me with his toughness in the Emmanuel Taylor fight. But what I saw in that fight, I saw a guy who, if Taylor was a big puncher, I think that fight could have went dramatically different.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. Like when you say that,
aim that night, dude.
I don't know, man. I want JG after seeing what he did, and like I said, he can easily get stopped by Molina. I'm not saying he cannot, you know what I'm saying, but after seeing him take shots from Maidana, because he got dropped twice, but he still took some clean shots and didn't fold up and didn't run or whatever. It's like he's the fighter that you gonna have to outwill him if you can't, outskill him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hesitant to call a win by stoppage for either one of these guys.
The reason why I'm going with Broner by stoppage is just that Matisse fight with Molina didn't look good at the end. And then Soto, he didn't look good, you know what I'm saying? And we done seen it before, man. You take one brutal fight and it's just all downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
Wouldn't it be Adrian Broner's luck for them to just say, oh, they picked Molina? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is fixed. Not fixed, but you know what I'm saying? He picked a Warren Molina.
And that's going to be that BS I'm talking about. Like, didn't I tell you that earlier? I said if he looked impressive winning this fight, they better not say, oh, it was a worn out, shot Molina, because a lot of people
they already saying that now, though.
A lot of people picking Molina to win.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
So I don't want to hear that dang he beat a shot Molina when a lot of people, picking him to stop and decision, Adrian. So
they did that with DeMarco somewhat, I thought.
They don't know they love to hate not give credit.
That was stupid to me when they did that to Marco, man.
You know what? I don't know if it's me. I remember when that fight got made, I told everybody, I said, man, Broner gonna beat the hell out of DeMarco.
I did too.
I kept telling people that, man, he gonna hurt DeMarco. No, man, DeMarco's his first real challenge, and DeMarco is this. I said, wait a minute, y'all must have seen DeMarco fight what's up, boy who killed himself? Valero.
I just bring that up, Valero. Yeah.
I was gonna say y'all must have seen that fight.
Valero got that ass.
Man,
so a good chin.
Valero got that ass.
Yes, he did.
Valero was busted open and still got that ass.
Man, he had a gruesome cut. It was like across his head. I'm like, oh man.
He systematically broke DeMarco down, man, and that was his best performance still to this day.
Yeah, I agree.
Outside of the Jason, whatever the knockout, where he just straight up bombed.
Well, we ain't gonna count that one because we knew what's his name? Was it Linares? Listen. Hey, I think everybody knew Lissau was food that night.
But not like that, man. I didn't think he was gonna boom him out that quick. But anyway,
yeah, he was fooled that night.
But yeah, he tore the DeMarco ass up slowly.
But I'll say this: Molina not only has to pressure him, but if Molina can get Broner in a situation where, okay, I'm gonna say this because I believe Molina shocked Lucas Massise with his power.
Yeah,
and I think he's gonna shock Broner with his power. And I'm not saying Molina is a bigger puncher than Maidana, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I think at 140, I believe Molina power is. I believe he has legit elite KO power. Not that I'm saying Broner's gonna get knocked out, but
do you? Oh, let me ask you a question.
this one, hold on, one quick. But this one of them fights, I just, man, I'm sitting there, I'm kind of, I feel one way, but my mind keeps telling me something else. I feel like a Broner split decision type win, but then something telling me Molina finna go out there and beat the hell out of him for some reason. I don't know why I keep getting that.
Well, let me ask you. Hold on, let me ask you a question real quick. Okay? Now we see the chin that he showed at 147. Don't you think dropping down 7 pounds would? I don't know if it make your chin better or whatever, but I'm just saying, if he didn't get knocked out at one, like I said, I'm not saying he can't be knocked out, but McDonough probably, I don't know, I'm not gonna say he's the hardest puncher at 147, but he probably in the top 3. You know what I'm saying? At 147.
Right.
I just think that Adrian's chin will hold up even better at 140, even though Molina can punch. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I just can't wait to see it. I'm torn on these fights like everybody else.
My whole thing, like I said, man, I stressed the point. To me, Molina is a big junior welterman.
Yeah, he is. I think Molina can fight at welterweight easily.
Easily.
But Broner ain't a small one either, though, man. I mean, you see how big he blows up too.
The thing about it, like, if Molina were to transition into 147 right now, I don't see that much of a difference as Broner going back up to 147. Because, like I said, Broner didn't impress me at all at 147. I to this day think Malignaggi could have got that decision against him. To this very day.
Hey, I was thinking that too at first.
So I don't know, man. I can see this fight going either way. I can see it going split decision. I really can't see a stoppage. I can see 1 or 2 knockdowns by either guy. I really can. But this
okay.
I don't think Broner can drop him. I don't at all.
Here's the thing. In Broner's toughest fights, his opponent always jumped on him. So do you guys think that Molina can really jump on him and make him have to get desperate? That's where I'm not sold on Molina jumping on him like Ponce de Leon did, like Paulie did, like Maidana did. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this. If he jumped on Lucas Matisse, I think he can damn sure jump on Broner.
That was after he jumped on him after the knockdowns, though. He was a little cautious, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just come out straight, okay, we about to bomb it out, you know what I'm saying? Once he got that knockdown, he was like, you know what? You know, maybe, you know, you get a little more courage. It's always tricky coming out early, you know, trying to get your opponent out there. Especially before you warm up and get sweaty and get loose. Adrian, like I said, Adrian can counter, man. And if he come out looking crazy to try to get him out there early, that left hook can be, you know, night or something.
That's a good point, Jarrell, because I was just about to bring up the fact. I think we're going to have our answers about this fight within the first 2-3 rounds. Because when when he tastes Broner power, when he finally gets a hit of what Broner's working with, you know what I'm saying? I think he's going to kind of go off of that.
You know what? I'll say like this. I don't think it'll necessarily be his power. I think it'd be more his speed because, I mean, like I say, watching the Matisse fight, I mean, we saw Matisse hit him with some bombs, and Molina was coming.
Yeah, but that's as the fight we're on, though.
He had nothing to lose that fight, though.
He don't got nothing to lose in this one, though.
Bro, he's got everything to lose in this one. This is like it for Molina.
I agree.
Let's do or die for both guys. You know what I'm saying? This is a crossroad fight for both guys. You know, more so you can say Broner gonna get more opportunity just because his name value and he's still relatively young. You know, you could probably, you know, just a couple losses don't, you know, make your career. But, you know, Molina had 4 or 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? And he done had some brutal losses. You know, this like he said, this is what he does for his family. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, you know, prolong his career. You know, get as much money and much, you know, try to be a champion. And this is do or die for both guys. But Molina got to bring it this time because you don't want that gatekeeper status at your name. You know what I'm saying?
True. But see, even with Molina being the gatekeeper, he still has that ultimate equalizer though.
But man,
How many gatekeepers got the ultimate equalizer though?
It ain't not a lot.
Look, you got Gary Rosado, not to continue to bring him up, but he didn't have that great equalizer. He tough, he's skilled, he's skilled, but he ain't got the great equalizer to drop you at any point in time and knock you out. So I'm guessing I agree with you, Mike. He got that equalizer in his punch, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? Is he gonna outbox you? No.
No.
There's a lot of people that gonna Matisse outfought him. Broner,
I'll say this in regards with Rosado. I feel Rosado was was on the verge of stopping Quillen.
But still, man.
Before that stoppage.
He didn't, and now he's a gatekeeper, man. He wasn't on the verge of stopping Lemieux.
All right, well,
hell no, he wasn't on the verge of stopping Charlo for that matter. I mean, and if we look at the performances, Charlo did a way better job against Gabe than Quillen did.
He wasn't even on the verge of hitting Charlo in that fight, man.
Way better job.
And that's the thing that get me with people when I hear how Charlo hasn't fought nobody, and I'm like, he ain't fought nobody. Wait a minute, he beat him. He beat this guy. He fought Demetrius Hopkins, who I don't care how nobody put it, dude. Demetrius Hopkins is a tough fight, especially for a young upcomer.
Yeah, he is.
But
come on, what you about to say, Divorce?
Huh?
Divorce about to say something?
No, I'm not.
Nah, but yeah, like I said, man, this it's not more interesting than the main event, but it's definitely this fight card right here has got people split on who to pick, as well as the main event, man, that we about to talk about. Because I said I'm picking one guy, but I don't know.
Okay, so now what's everybody's official prediction for Broner and Molina? I got you already, Big Cool.
Broner, unanimous decision.
I'm gonna take Broner UD.
The all canned right. Man. African, Mexican.
Let me see. Oh man, I don't know. I'm still caught up on them because I got a feeling if I pick Broner, that Molina gonna beat the hell out of him for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, then, hey, you just be wrong, man. You've been wrong about a lot of things.
The exact same way.
If you pick Molina, he gonna get the shit beat out of him. So it's like, call it a draw, man.
All right, here we go. Broner controversial decision.
Oh no, man.
That's kind of what I was getting at because I don't think that Molina's gonna get them. I mean, it's PB. You got to think about who's gonna sell on cable TV, dog.
Right.
Molina ain't gonna sell to these regular people, but they gonna see the can man.
All right, so the next fight up, the biggest fight of the weekend. We got Keith, one-time Thurman versus Robert, the Ghost. Excuse me, the Ghost Guerrero. And let's get us started, JG.
Woo-wee. You know what? After watching your breakdown video, man, look, I was leaning more towards Thurman, man, but after watching your breakdown video, dude, it's either gonna be that Thurman. It's gonna either be Thurman being able to fight off his back foot, or it's gonna be Guerrero imposing his will. It's gonna be one of the two, man. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be real close. The one thing that I did notice, and I forget who was the guy that you had on the breakdown video that showed really good aggression against Guerrero. I mean, not Guerrero, against Thurman.
What's up?
You talking about Orlando Lara?
No. It was.
What y'all talking about?
Dejan's Havoc.
What y'all talking about?
Yeah, the one thing that he was able to do once he got on the inside, man, I saw that Thurman was very susceptible to left hooks. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't know, man. I could just see Guerrero holding one arm down, and just beating the hell out of him with the other all night, and just clinching, holding. I'm not sure how strong Keith Thurman is on the inside. We know he packs a very powerful punch, but how strong are you when it comes to clinching? And you know what I'm saying? Like when it becomes a very physical fight. I'm not sure that I've seen that from him yet, and that's something that we're going to have to see from him if he's going to win this fight.
Sure.
Thurman can easily out. If it comes to boxing, I can see Thurman outboxing Guerrero, but then again, Guerrero has an amateur pedigree, and he can box his ass off too. So it's tough, but to me, we're not going to do predictions yet, are we? Until the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my prediction because I gotta head out.
Okay, but yeah, man, I expect this is gonna be fireworks. Like we were talking about Broner Molina, I was thinking that could be the best fight of the night, but I don't think it's gonna be better than this one. We're gonna have a great Saturday night. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yep.
Go ahead, Tavares.
All right. First of all, before I even get to the main event, I hate that they aren't. I don't think they are going to televise it, but I wanted to see Robert Easter Jr. Saturday, man. I really like that kid, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
Other than that, I've been flip-flopping on this, but I'm going to go with my initial pick. I'm taking Ghost in this fight, man. I'm taking Guerrero in this fight.
By decision a stoppage.
I'm taking late stoppage.
Uh-oh.
I'm taking the late stop. I still haven't seen Thurman do a couple of things. Even Bandu said it after the fight. You know, he wasn't ready for like top welterweights. Which to me, Bandu was a very credible fighter. I don't see why people actually thought that Bandu was in there as an opponent. You know what I'm saying? Right. I really don't see why, dude. I've always had trouble with Thurman's balance, man. He throws a lot of off-balance shots. The thing about it is I love his uppercut. And I think that could equate to something in this fight if he throws that uppercut with consistency. But people forget, before Guerrero was like this brawler that we've been seeing him be at 147, Guerrero was a hell of a boxer, man.
Man, I tell you all the time.
This dude can box. When he was in the lighter weight classes, this dude can box his fucking ass off, man. So, I don't. Thurman has to fight the exact same fight he did against Bandu. He has to box. I mean, box, move. He can't get caught up in a firefight with Robert Guerrero, because if he gets caught up in a firefight, when was the last time we seen Thurman fighting close quarters?
The early part against Soto Carras.
What about Chavez? Didn't he fight in close quarters with Chavez?
No.
Yeah, he kind of. I mean,
somewhat, but they both was boxing.
He had to box a little bit.
Right, they both was boxing in that one.
I'm telling you, Guerrero is gonna keep coming at Thurman. He is gonna keep coming. Thurman. Like the key to Thurman winning this fight is to keep that uppercut pumping, man. Anytime Guerrero tries to get in close, throw that uppercut. Because if he gets away from that, and he lets Guerrero get in, if Guerrero's in striking distance, Thurman might be in some trouble this fight, man.
So you basically say
definitely possible.
Berto 2.0.
What's say?
So you saying if he can't?
No. It's not gonna be a Berto 2.0. It's not gonna be a Berto 2.0. I see. I don't see a lot of the dirty things that he did with Berto, as far as like the grabbing behind the head and this, that, and the third. But like I said, the main thing that gives me problems with Thurman is his balance, man. He can't be off balance throwing shots at Guerrero, because Guerrero's the type of fighter that will make him pay.
I definitely agree.
And I see that happening. If you guys watch that corner in the corner, when you see him doing a little ring work and stuff like that, he hasn't improved on that. he hasn't improved on that at all. And Guerrero will expose that.
Okay. So
But I'm going with the upset on this one. I hate to call it an upset
Yeah,
because
I
of
don't
the
think it'll
pedigree,
be.
because of the pedigree that Guerrero, but everybody's favoring Thurman. Me, I'm going to go with Ghost, man.
interesting. Be cool.
Man, this fight right here, I am torn on, dog. 'Cause I swear, early this week, late last week, I picked Thurman by a late stoppage in the 11th round. But dog, I ain't really torn on this fight, dude. Because something is telling me, like with you and Molina in the Barona fight, something is really telling me, you know what? Smart money is to go with Guerrero. The experience, the chin, just him being a veteran, and him being underrated in the power department and his ability to box being overlooked. But then I look at Keith Thurman and I see his development from Friday night fights to now fighting on HBO and Showtime and now NBC. That he's involved into more than just a puncher. Golly, man, this is a tough fight, man. I really don't. I want to stick with my original prediction with Thurman, but something's really telling me that the Ghost is gonna stop him if he wins. I don't. It could go a decision. But I think Keith's chin could be dented. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he talks a lot about all these other fighters, but he got to look that if he's in a rough fight and that he's losing momentum, you know what I'm saying? It could just go downhill. And he's not that big of a guy, because I know his manager, Chris Getty, said on Facebook that, he was considering dropping to 140. So, I don't know. I think this is a close, great fight. But I'm gonna stick with my prediction to go with Thurman by, 11 round KO. But I won't be surprised if he loses this fight.
Okay. Let me see how I'm gonna do this one. I already gave my thoughts on it, but overall, I don't feel that. First off, I feel Guerrero will have some. He'll have some success pressing Thurman up against the ropes and things of that sort. But I don't feel that. I feel Thurman has. He's evolved since those days of him getting pressured and things of that sort. So I feel when the Ghost is going to come in, looking to bait him into a physical battle, and I can see Thurman throwing check left hooks, straight right hands all night long, and keep turning the Ghost, because as we know, the Ghost struggles with guys with lateral movement. As I showed you guys in the fight with Sensei Escobedo. Escobedo was moving. He was giving Guerrero a lot of problems. That fight. Guerrero won that fight, but Escobedo definitely was giving him trouble, and it's because Escobedo couldn't keep it up. If Escobedo could have kept it up, I think that fight would have went differently. Thurman's the type of guy. Not only do I think he can keep it up, I believe that his power is really going to be the determining factor, because as we know Guerrero likes to come in and he likes to eat some shots, and I'll say this: if eating punches is his thing, Keith Thurman is definitely gonna feed him some. He gonna feed him.
But Thurman also can be reckless at times when he comes in.
Indeed.
And that I can see, Southpaw Guerrero landing something straight down the middle, or landing a straight left or a right hook, catching them reckless, countering him and timing them. But I think Keith Thurman, man, I don't know the way he talk. I know, he's one of my favorite fighters, and I know he's confident, but he can't, he gonna have to be composed. He can't come out guns blazing in this fight, or it's just not gonna be good for him. I know this is time to shine, because a lot of people are skeptical about him, but He needs to do what he's been doing and just stick to his game plan and let the KO or let the fight come to him. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be all right. But I don't know, man. This is a tough fight to pick. But I'm gonna go with, like I said, I'm gonna stay with Thurman. But
I'm sticking with one time too. 10th round KO or TKO. And something else I'm gonna say that a lot of people are kind of overlooking with this fight. I believe the way Thurman goes to the body, and Guerrero is not that he's not that big to the body.
Soft around the body.
Right, very soft around the body. So I can definitely see Thurman causing him a lot of issues with the body blows.
Hey, JG, I know you had brought up his CrossFit. Do you think his CrossFit gives him an extra level of because I was thinking about that when I seen a picture of him, and I thought about you asking the question about the CrossFit. I think his CrossFit regimen, incorporating his boxing training, gives him an extra something.
I think it makes him stronger. To me, he seems a little bit stronger since he's added that. You know what I'm saying? But then again, he fought Kamagai the last time, so I mean, we'll find out how strong he is on Saturday.
But hasn't he been doing this though? I thought he'd been doing it since the Floyd fight or before.
I mean, if he's been doing it since the Floyd fight, he's definitely became a welterweight doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a very small guy. He's not small anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, as far as this fight, man, I didn't say my prediction yet, but I think that I got Guerrero winning the split decision, and I think that it's going to be an immediate rematch. I think it's going to be a very good fight. The one thing that I noticed about Thurman too that a lot of people haven't pointed out is that a lot of times he gets caught on his heels, and I think that Tavares brought it up where he said that, you know what I'm saying, his balance issues. I don't think that Ghost is ever going to really try and allow him to sit down on them shots like a lot of fighters do, because Ghost is a vet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ghost has fought some pretty good fighters. He definitely has a better resume. So I think that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be much more difficult for Keith to land those you know what I'm saying, shots that he does on everybody else. It's gonna be a step up, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna like I said, that balance can also come with some fluky knockdowns. So maybe, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough fight, man. It's tough. It's a hard fight to pick, and like we all said, man, it's gonna be a great fight, great close competitive fight. But it seems like we split down the middle. Me and Mike going with one time, and y'all going with the Ghost. So
I was all Thurman before watching that video.
I was all Thurman about a week ago.
Yeah, about a week ago.
No, but you know what? Like I say, even with the things I was pointing out and I saw in that video, I still see Thurman having Guerrero's ultimate weakness, and it's still in his pocket. Like I say, any fighter with good lateral movement and good defense will trouble Guerrero, because Guerrero, he's the type now. Ever since he's moved up, he wants to brawl, because as Tavares mentioned earlier, and I know I mentioned it a few times too. Back when Guerrero was at featherweight, Guerrero was boxing.
Yeah, he can move more fluidly, but now he's kind of more of a plotter.
Right.
And that's because probably the heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? And and that's like, again, in the Floyd fight as well. Floyd dominated that with just his movement, and he made Robert look, foolish. He was in and out, side to side, hitting him with 3-4 punch combinations, rocking him, and like I said, if Keith can do that, you know what I'm saying, it could be an easy victory for him. But man, it's two halves to a fight. The first 6 rounds and the second 6.
I'm gonna say this. Not only, in my opinion, is Thurman gonna win this fight, he's gonna win this fight impressively, and the way he's gonna beat Guerrero is gonna have people associating his name with Floyd Mayweather.
No, man, no.
That's my take. I didn't say your take. I said that's my take.
I know that, but I'm just saying I hate when people quick to put people with certain fighters just because I guess you know what I'm saying. I still don't think. Like I said, I like Keith Thurman, but I'm not about to put that on him. Saying he went like if he went impressively, more power to him, and if he get the fight that he deserve and want, and Floyd, it can do something with that. But you know what I'm saying, he a ways away from fighting Floyd, in my opinion, man. You don't go from fighting Guerrero then
Nah,
okay.
I gotta agree with Mike though. Be cool. I gotta agree because I mean it happens all the time, dude. What happened?
It does.
What happened when Hatton stopped? When he stopped Castillo with that body shot. What
Yep.
happened? Right
True.
after that.
Yeah, exactly.
It does, but that don't make it right. It don't make it make sense or make it right. I'm not saying Mike is like crazy for saying that because we all believe. At least I believe. I know Mike believe. In Thurman's talent, but maybe I see where he come from. Age now with Floyd. Maybe he lost the steps, so maybe that's why he's saying it. But I just think that let Keith be him. I know he wants to fight with Mayweather, but I think he got bigger fish to fry and not to throw Floyd like he's not the big dog in boxing. But I think he needs to focus on building his own self without having to say, okay, we want the Floyd fight, because who doesn't want the Floyd fight? But I just think that he needs to focus on this fight, and then we can talk about him and Floyd being mentioned in the same sentence after Saturday night. Because if he don't win this fight, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's out the window.
Yeah,
Right.
he gonna be like, why you talking about Floyd? You know what I'm saying? But if he win it, then he can drum up a reason. Like, I beat a guy worse than you did, Floyd. I stopped the guy you decision. Fight me.
Yo,
Not only that. Hey, I'm gonna say this.
All right, T. Take it easy, man.
Take
All
it
right,
easy,
man.
Chris.
I'll holler at y'all before Saturday, man.
All right.
All right, homie.
But yeah, like I say, not only do I think he, like I say, not only do I think he gonna win. I promise. I just some I saw the other day watching the show Corner for Corner. Now, kind of like how y'all was mentioning some of the things. Excuse me, some of the things one time was doing, and that he saw Tavares mentioned some of the flaws he saw and while he was training. But I'm gonna say this: what I saw, like looking at Thurman and looking at him and when him and Guerrero was together, Thurman got the eye of the tiger look. He got the look like, you know what? Everybody think I'm a nobody. Everybody's this is my first big fight. I've been trying to get big fights all this time. So since I got this guy in front of me, I'm going to hurt him.
But that's the way Robert thinks too.
Indeed,
Robert thinks the same way. Robert, like, this motherfucker, he knock a couple people out, and all of a sudden I'm the underdog. I done been in the ring with Floyd. I done been in the ring with Berto and whoever else. And I've been a champion, and they looking at me like I'm supposed to just get knocked out. He got the same mentality, the same way of train of thought that at one time has, and that's what's gonna make it for an explosive, great fight. Because both guys going in like, you know what? You think you're gonna stop me? No, I'm gonna stop you. It's nothing you can do about it, which is gonna produce a great fight for us, also
Indeed.
for them. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I want to say before we get out of here or whatever, if Keith Thurman lose, I don't want people to be like, oh man, Keith Thurman was all hype, all this and all that, because like he always said, he doesn't mind losing. So don't, because we hold fighters to what they say a lot. Hold to what he said. He said he doesn't mind losing. He just want to fight the best. So don't be dismissive of him if he lose, whether it's by a knockout or decision, to say he wasn't nothing. Just give props to Guerrero as being a better man and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because people love to not give credit or just to poo-poo on the fighter, when they lose.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's funny you mentioned that phrase poo-poo. hey, you got me thinking Arizona De Lara firing back at Andrew yesterday.
Yeah, but like that's all I wanted to say, man. Because like I said, man, one time is definitely a force to be reckoned with. But you know how fans be, man. Boxing fans get crazy and get amnesia.
I can say this. I'm gonna be honest. My and I'm gonna come from me, and then I'm gonna tell you what I see from people. Okay, certain fighters. Oh, okay, and I'm gonna mention their names: the Mayweather and the Pacquiao types. Some of their fans get so outraged when a fighter calls out one of them. They get to the point, no matter what that fighter does, it's like never good enough. That's like, okay, Thurman fought Bundu. True enough, he did knock Bundu out, but you outboxed that man for 12 rounds, and people say he struggled. He was exposed. But then on the flip side, Floyd Mayweather he fought Maidana the first fight, and that was close. But in that fight, people would be like, "Oh well, Floyd did what he always does. He looked magnificent." I don't know who in the hell thought he didn't look magnificent in that first fight to me at all. But
No, no.
but basically, my point with it is I just find it funny that when a fighter calls out your favorite fighter, the people on social media, they get in the uproar. You don't like him. Oh, I hate that guy. He's a bum. He's nothing. Uh, Forget his amateur pedigree. Forget this. Forget that. He sucks. That's like something I saw a casual guy, right? He wrote that the amateur background doesn't matter for a guy like Golovkin. But every time you hear him mention something about Guillermo Rigondeaux, he always talks about his amateur pedigree. So I said, I mean, now how does Golovkin amateur record don't count, but Rigondeaux's does? I mean,
Well, I know
what's with that?
Well, if be rich, say what you got to say, Mike. Don't hit around too. I think it's a race thing.
It is. I believe it's definitely race related.
It's a race thing, obviously.
I'm gonna say like this. That's like it's a few guys out there, and I sit there and like I say, you try to talk boxing with people objectively, be objective like Colossal Boxing Talk is,
Mm-hmm.
and then you look out and you see the guys who, oh well, I just don't like this guy. I don't like the way he look. What the hell do the way he look got to do with him getting in the ring fighting?
That's the type of insecurity. That's something to speak to them.
Exactly.
Maybe a fighter lost to a white person, or it's like you know how it is with in real life. You know, you lose your girl to a white dude or whatever. You like, oh, I hate that mother. You know, I hate white people or whatever it got to be. But that's ignorant the way of thinking, man. And,
very ignorant.
You know, like I said, I didn't like Golovkin because I just didn't think. You know, I'm not gonna say I didn't like him. I wasn't a big believer because I just didn't think. You know, he was all that in the, you know, like bag of chips. Like, you know, when I first seen him fight Propster or whatever, I was like, okay. But as you continue to watch and study a guy, you see he's talented. You know what I'm saying? And just because you still point out flaws, but you know, you just every fighter has flaws. It's not a perfect fighter.
Exactly.
So I don't care what you say. I don't care what your record is, who you beat, who you didn't beat. There's no fighter that has fought every fight
flawlessly,
unscathed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, he have a bad moment. You know what I'm saying? But that's to people like that that live off making their names off of Floyd and Manny and just they playing the fences. They manipulating their fans or they manipulating people playing the fence of like, well, I'm gonna show that I hate Floyd, but deep down, you know, I love Floyd and vice versa. I hate Manny, but you know, it's just it's a lot of fucking people that just
casuals
don't know shit about boxing, as JG would say. You know what I'm saying?
Casuals.
They just know Floyd and Manny, yeah, and maybe Miguel Cotto.
Exactly.
So you know.
Hey, question: we still live?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then where'd the little stripe go?
Huh?
Isn't there like a stripe that says live?
Yeah, it's up in the right hand corner.
Yeah, it's still there. But speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get to the post show activities. So with that said, we're gonna JG, Big Cool, and Smooth Cat. We out.
Shout out to Mouse, our brother.
Shout out to Miggity Mouse.